it going? It's the next day after painting the wall. I'm back and I wanted to spend a little bit of time installing the green screen lights tonight. Now, as you see, I'm still in my tie. I came home right after work and going to quickly install the lights before I head back to the apartment to make dinner. But we're going to install our green screen lights. Now, one of the most important things about having a green screen is the lighting of the screen itself. Now, this is not the same thing as your typical 3-point lighting for your talent that's in the shot. I would use talent sparingly, referring to myself, but that is one of the terms people use. So, the person will have different lighting than the green screen. The green screen needs to be lit itself. The lighting needs to be coming from behind the person so as not to cast a shadow on them, and it needs to, as best as possible, light the green screen without creating any hot spots. One of the first things you get when you start looking at the experts, which many of them are, in lighting, is that using LED panels is a bad thing. They always tend to recommend these high vertical fluorescent lights with the proper shades on them to keep and control how the light goes and make it a long, non-hot spot creating light source. I don't have that kind of room, so I'm going to go against their advice, and I'm going with an LED panel. So these panel lights here are from Neewer, N-E-E-W-E-R, and they're a Amazon Choice product. Now, these lights come with a diffuser, and the lights themselves, there's 480 LEDs here. I don't really want to take this out because it looks like it's a pain to deal with, but I'll slide this over a little bit so you can see. So we have rows of LED lights. Now we've got 480 lights, 240 are white, 240 are yellow, and that gives you the ability to control the temperature and the brightness. So it comes with this nice C bracket and with this nice bracket here that enables you to put this on a stud in the wall. And so you would put this on the stud and be able to turn it this way and also control it this way based on these clamps on the side. Now on the back, you have place for a couple of batteries, which did not come with this, by the way. You have the power input, you have the white versus yellow balance and the brightness knob, and you have an on-off button. The on this way is turning on the battery. The on this way turns on the adapter. Now the adapter comes with standard box. One of the cables, the one that goes into the panel itself, it's about 4 feet long. The other one's about 5 feet long, so you get about 9 feet of cable with this, which is really nice. I'm going to plug this in just so we can take a look at it, and then we're going to look at where we're going to be putting this on the wall. So give me 1 sec. Alright, so we want to turn this on the adapter side. And as you see, it lights up pretty well. And we have, let's turn this a little bit so you can see the panel. And you can adjust this for white versus more yellow. So that gives you your color. And you can also adjust, so it's the brightness for the yellow. That's everything off, so there's your brightness for the yellow, and there's your brightness for the white. So there you go, and you can mix and match that however you want. Alright, now we are going to be placing 2 of these. As you see, the green screen wall is dry. It does look like it needs a little bit of another coat, so we're going to be looking at that at some point, not tonight. We want to place one light up on this side, pointing down at the floor and the wall. And one light on this side, above the closet, pointing at the floor and the wall. And to do this, we want to use this wall mount right here. It's got a 5/8 inch stud in the end. It's got a base for attaching this to the wall. And it comes with some pretty heavy hardware for studs. This is more than I need for what I'm going to be doing. This is not going to be taking any kind of force from the weather or anything like that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put 2 of these holes into a stud and just use some standard anchors for the drywall side of this. And then once we have this in place, we'll be able to mount the light and we'll be able to direct it however we want. Now we'll clean up the cables, of course, they'll be nice and stowed away. I have a real fetish for making sure that as few cables are as visible as possible. That comes from a lifetime of IT work. So we're going to go ahead and position where we're going to put these mounts. And to do that, I bought this item right here. This is a stud finder. So basically with this, you run this all on the wall, it finds the studs for you. Are there other ways to do it? Yeah, you can tap on the wall with a hammer. You know, you're likely to get exactly where you want, but you might not as well. So we're going to use the stud finder, and we're going to go ahead and make sure we have a good placement of the studs. Then I'm going to look at this because I don't know which one of these I want to put on the stud. I think I definitely want to do it vertically, but I don't know which whether front or back I'm going to put on the studs, and that's really a function of how close I want the lights to be to the back. So one other thing I got was this pack of washers. Now, one of the things I wanted to do was, since I don't want to use these massive studs here, is use these screws I got. So I'm going to drill a hole into the stud, but I don't want this to be held just by the force of a screw. So what I wanted to do was distribute the force of the screw with a washer. So I've got a bunch of washers, and we'll find the appropriate size that fits the screw and also is big enough. I think this one may do fine. It is big enough to help spread that force. That looks like it's fine. So that on that looks pretty decent. So let's go ahead, because I think we're going to make sure we're going to find the stud. We're going to make sure we put the one screw in the stud, and then we'll focus on leveling this out and getting the other screws located. All right, so the first thing on our agenda is going to be finding the stud. Now the way you find the stud is you actually take the device and you put it on the wall. There's a button on the side, you push it down to bring it up online, and you slide it along the wall and it will detect things within the wall. So you see there's finding a stud there. It will tell you there's an edge, and when you get to the center, it will tell you you're in the center. So you can put a mark there, and from there you know where to put your first screw in. So let's go ahead and do that. All right, let's go ahead and mark this first stud placement. All right, so I think I have it placed. Let's go ahead and put the first, drill the first hole, and then we'll put the first screw in. I'm going to not use the Osmo. It's getting a little dangerous. I don't want to drop it or something. So I'll come back and talk to you as needed. All right, I'm about to drill this first hole. I decided I'm going to use a little bit bigger screws in this. So we'll get this first one in. At least in the studs, I want the bigger screws. we're going to go ahead and put this first bolt in. We don't want to tighten it all the way down. We want to be able to move the plate around and know once we once we level this where we want to put things like the anchors for the other side. So let's go ahead and get this one in most of the way. Leave it loose. All right, there it is mostly in. Let's go ahead and mark the place for the other pieces, and we'll get the anchors put in. All right, we've got our little leveler. We got screws and anchors. And we got a pin. We're gonna go ahead and finish this right now. There's one in. We're going to go ahead and install the other one in about the same location. So I don't know that you need to see it. I'll show you the end result. But basically, you know, putting 4 screws in, 2 anchors, 2 in the studs, but no big whoop. All right, let me install this next one and I'll show you the results at the end. All right, we've got both of the mounts in. Here's one. And here's the other. Now we're going to attach the lights and then plug them in just to get a quick look at them, and then we're going to have to run for the day, but it's a pretty good amount of work done for tonight. I will install the lights and then I'll get back with you here in just a sec. All right, so here we have it. I've got both lights installed and on. Just a reminder, the hanging wires will not be there. They will be disappeared. In the meantime, this is how it looks. So I've got one panel here, and the other panel on the other side. Now, these are also not probably perfectly situated, but the wall looks great. There's my green wall. I'm gonna put a picture here. How does it look? All right, well, these lights are on. Looks pretty good from here. My big thing was I really wanted to get the mounts installed, but everything is pretty much ready to go as far as these lights go. And the best part about them, as far as the light that they put out, it's quite a significant amount of light, but there's very little heat. And since I'll be doing a lot of motion stuff, hopefully it won't add to the heat of the room. So there we have it. We have our green screen lit. With it lit, we see that there's lots of places that need touching up. So I think a third coat is definitely in order. We'll probably arrange to have that done pretty soon here. But there you go. Lights are on. Nobody's home yet. We'll see you later.